Welcome back for another video. In this one we're going to be covering all the key information concerning Gameweek 31 as we look ahead to a Saturday deadline. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on this and other content every game week. So let's jump in and a quick look at the anytime goal scorer probabilities, and it's Haaland unsurprisingly top, given a 58.5% chance of scoring any time, having made it through the Champions League game unscathed versus Bayern Munich. The question is whether his minutes will be managed against Leicester ahead of the second leg, and even if he only gets an hour, is it enough of a factor to consider a captaincy gamble? What we do know is Kane's very likely to play 90 minutes or thereabouts, and he is home to Bournemouth where he's given a 48.5% chance of scoring. The answer really depends on your team. If you're chasing rank or a mini league, he is a viable alternative. The fear factor is strong, but Haaland has put up plenty of low returns and some blanks over the season, while Kane does have it in him to explode in a fixture like this. Liverpool are away to Leeds next game week, and Salah's another viable captain and the most differential of the three candidates. He's around 20% owned in the top 100k. Salah racked up 2.15 XG last game week, the most he's ever racked up in a single game, and only Tony registered higher. Interestingly, Mahrez was benched in the Champions League game, while Grealish played the full 90 and he looked exhausted at full time. The Man City mids are a complete toss-up, and it comes as no surprise if Mahrez ends up the better pick between the two, despite Grealish's current popularity. Mahrez will be up against his old team and he'll be fully rested. The City mids have taken it in turns as flavour of the month all season. It was Foden for a while, then it was De Bruyne, Mahrez and now Grealish. The latest on Rashford is, quote, "Subsequent assessment of the injury suggested that Marcus will be unavailable for a few games, but is expected to be back for the season run-in. So we won't be seeing Rashford in Gameweek 31 unfortunately, but hopefully after the blank he'll be back for Gameweek 33, just before the double Gameweek 34. Transfers this week need to be crafted carefully based on chip strategy. If you're not free hitting in Gameweek 32, or you've simply used the chip already, then it's a priority to make sure you can field 11 next week. The likes of Kane, Salah and Jesus among the top goal scorer odds this week, and they also play in Gameweek 32. If you're not free hitting the blank game week next week, and you only have 8 or 9 players that have a game, then the likes of Grealish are avoids. Onto the clean sheet odds, and Man City are top with a 51.5% chance against Leicester. It's hard to predict what we'll see from this game, with Man City massive favourites, but perhaps Pep rotates a few players to make sure he gets the second leg in the Champions League over the line, and Leicester will have Dean Smith in charge as manager now, which perhaps gives them a boost. Leicester find themselves in 19th place and have to dig out some results in the final 8 games. Arsenal are away to West Ham and given a 43% chance of a clean sheet. Zinchenko and White not spotted in training on Tuesday as they're doing recovery work after the Liverpool game, though they should be absolutely fine for Gameweek 31. Saliba's unlikely to be risked but not ruled out as of yet. Arsenal's Gameweek 32 fixture is even better, home to Southampton, after which point we'll need to make a call on our Arsenal assets for the remainder of the season, given that some teams have multiple double game weeks to come while Arsenal only have singles. This is the updated graphic from Mikhail Tokvam depicting the number of fixtures per team per game week for the rest of the season. Brighton with 3 double game weeks, or maybe even 1 double and a triple. Man United and Man City with 2 doubles and 5 teams with 1 double game week. Double game week 34 is the only officially announced one, but those in 36 and 37 are almost certainties now. It's a luxury transfer for most teams, but if you're in a position to make a goalkeeper transfer, Ederson could be the standout for the run-in with 2 doubles, and he tops the odds this week. Liverpool have a 34% chance against Leeds, and worth highlighting given their home fixture in 32 as well against Nottingham Forest when 4 teams blank. This does present Alexander-Arnold and Robertson as 2 to consider. The next 2 fixtures feel like the sort of games where the fullbacks could chip in with an attacking return and a clean sheet. Over the season, Trent is second to Trippier for expected goal involvement of 7.45 XGI, and it's Robertson with 6.66 in third. The clean sheet odds are very helpful when you have 2 goalkeeper combinations and you're struggling to gauge which to start. There's not much in it, but if you're a Raya and Kepa owner, the odds favour Raya. Or likewise, if you have the likes of Dunk and Botman, the odds favour the Newcastle man. Rock bottom this game week's Leicester, given a 6% chance of shutting Man City out, followed by Bournemouth with a 13.5% chance away to Spurs. Onto the top projections across all positions, and if you'd like a breakdown by position, make sure you watch this week's Players to Buy video, which will be on screen at the end. It's Haaland top, projected 7.6 points for the Leicester game. Given the 3-0 lead that Man City had taken into the second leg in the Champions League, Pep might feel that he can afford to give Haaland more minutes in the Leicester game. Kane's projected 6.9 points in second and Salah 6.2. De Bruyne went down awkwardly in the Bayern Munich game. He was struggling for a while before coming back on, but he was later brought back off. One to keep an eye on if you're an owner, as we might not see him this weekend. Rashford drops off the projections this week as he is out for the weekend, while Grealish and Mahrez are neck and neck. If you're looking for a Rashford replacement and you plan to free hit in Gameweek 32, then these two are great picks. As always, you're going to have to accept that they will see reduced minutes or rotated at some point. It wouldn't be that surprising if Grealish does get rested this weekend before the second leg, while Mahrez looks almost nailed for a start this week. Trent's the only defender in the top projections this week with 4.4, and Ederson the only goalkeeper with 4.3. Martinelli misses out, but it's worth pointing out that over the season both he and Ødegaard are actually slightly ahead of Saka for expected goal involvement, so it's worth weighing up whether he's worth that extra 2 mil if you are looking to invest in an Arsenal mid this week, perhaps as a Rashford or Maddison replacement. Moving on with a quick look at the most transferred players in and out, it's Grealish top with 285,000 transfers in. It makes a lot of sense to those selling the injured Rashford or Maddison who's away to City, given that he has 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 2. Martinelli is second with 175,000 transfers in so far this week, off the back of 1 goal 1 assist last game week, much like Grealish. The question is, should you sell Rashford and who for? Man United's update was that he'll miss a few games and then he's back for the run-in. It's not a very specific timeline, however it's worth pointing out that Man United play 4 games before they play in Gameweek 33 against Tottenham, and of course they blank in 32. So he may only miss Gameweek 31 in FPL terms, and then be back for Gameweek 34 after sitting 4 games out. So it's not one to necessarily panic over, especially if you can afford to start someone else in his place this week, and especially if you're free hitting in Gameweek 32. Grealish, Mahrez, Martinelli and Saka are the standout replacements, depending on your chip strategy. 55,000 transfers in for De Bruyne this week, which underlines the importance of holding your transfers when it's midweek football, as there is a chance he misses Gameweek 31. A quick look at which players are the most sold, and it's Rashford top, and that gap likely to only increase given the fresh injury update from Ten Hag. They're starting to look like victims of the packed schedule from all the competitions they're playing in, and Shaw is second top with 286,000 managers selling him. 102,000 transfers out from Maddison, who has been a bit of disappointment, as have Leicester. Just 1 assist from Maddison in his last 7 games over a run that looked like it carried lots of promise. There's still no news as far as Tony's potential ban. His fixtures actually aren't bad either. Wolves, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest his next 4. In my eyes he's absolutely fine to hold until we have some news, which will come before a deadline if it comes at all. A rocky few game weeks ahead, so a spare role transfer will be invaluable if you can get to that point. 49,000 sales for Saka, which is a shock. Although he just managed a 1 pointer last game week, he's an easy hold for Arsenal's next 2. We'll finish up as always with the captain poll results for Gameweek 31. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on Discord. If you'd like to join over 10,000 FPL managers, a link's in the description. So it's Haaland top with 87.3% of the vote, Kane in second with 6.6%. Beyond that, 2.8% of you are captain in Salah, and a few votes for Watkins and Saka. 2.5% are captain another player not listed. Thanks for watching. If this video was valuable, please hit like on it and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more FPL content to come this week. See you soon for the next one.